Hey guys, what's going on? Adam Snyder here with the Homemade Entrepreneur. So today I want to talk to you guys about wholesale and how do you get started? What do you do? What are just some tips to kind of get the ball rolling? It's very simple. I highly recommend wholesale over some other methods just because it's a little easier to get into. It's less risky and they're all new products. Alright guys, so the very first tip that I have for you, you need to talk with a rep. Every single wholesaler that you call, every single distributor, every single company should provide you with a manager, a customer service rep. Those are the people that kind of bridge the gap between the company and you. So you contact them, you figure out, can I buy this stuff? Are you allowing me to sell this stuff on Amazon or on eBay or wherever you're going to sell it? For me, I'm going to sell it all on Amazon. And I'm straightforward with them right from the beginning because I don't want to waste my time. I don't want to call somebody, be on the phone for 2 hours learning all their rules and understand pricing and get the manifest of all their stuff. I don't want all that. I just want to know, will I be able to sell on Amazon? If not, click, I'm done. That's that. I'm not going to waste my time with that. So your rep will let you know all that. If they have the products that you want to sell, maybe they only sell fishing lures, but you don't know anything about it. You sell toys, you sell clothing. They don't sell any of that stuff. Maybe they're not the right company for you, but you would never know that unless you ask your rep, unless you got an actual stock of what they have. Leads me to the next thing. What's in stock? This is something that I ask all the time. Even to the companies that I'm currently working with, that I've been working with for a while. What do you have in stock? I don't want to sit there and talk to you about what's been going on, how my business has been going. My business is still going, but what do you have in stock? What could I buy from you? That's all I want to know. If you tell me, oh, we don't have the things you normally buy, we don't have the XYZ item. So, well, okay, so you call me to tell me you don't have it. You're not going to have it for another month. Why don't you figure out what other products I could have? Why don't you figure out what the price point is? Where I can buy it? How much I could possibly sell it on Amazon? If you figure that stuff out and you give me all that information, all I got to do, place the order, be like, yeah, I want that, I want this much, send me them. If you don't have anything in stock, how can you buy any of it? Ask your rep what's in stock. That's important. You need to do a test order. This is extremely important, and when I first got started, when I was learning wholesale, it was still trial and error. Nobody taught me how to do wholesale. What I did wrong is I ordered a huge lot from this company. I got it, and about 75% of the stuff I could sell. 25% of it was trash. It was just beat on the sides. They didn't package it right. Okay, the way they shipped it, it was just damaged. So I called the rep, let him know, and he gave me a partial credit, not a full credit, so that was it. I stopped working with that company. I didn't know that you should, I was thinking, like most people think wholesale, brand new items. Nothing to worry about. That's not the case. It's not the case with wholesale, not the case with liquidations, with pallets, with private label. You need to check the orders. So get your rep to agree on a small test order, and usually it is 100 units or X amount of dollars. I understand that there's some companies out there that make you buy a minimum order of $1,000. There are a couple out there that have a minimum order of $5,000 because they don't want all their stuff just going out there to these small timers. They want their stuff going out to an actual reseller, somebody that's putting their inventory on shelves, that is actually treating this like a quality product, not just some cheap item. That's why they have larger minimum quantities. What you need to understand, you don't want to spend $5,000 on a test order on a wholesaler that you've never dealt with. You do not have any reviews. Even if you have reviews, you need to look at that firsthand. Be like, okay, this wholesaler actually did what they say. They packaged it up just like they said. It had all, everything that you ordered, the quantity was right, the packaging was right, it came on the same day they said it would. That's what you want. I didn't get that the very first time, and so it kind of turned me off on Wholesale, but I thought maybe that was just that company. I moved to a different company, tried them, they worked out great. Been with them ever since. So get a test order, try to get a smaller one, the smaller the better, and just see kind of what they have, what their packaging's like. You want to make sure nothing's dented, it's brand new product, and it's the color that they said it was coming in, it comes on the day they said it was coming. You want all that information. Compare. You need to compare that particular company to another one. Maybe that company or your rep, and I know my rep does it, he will actually figure out what companies have the similar product or the exact same product and let me know what their price is. If their price is better and he can't beat it, he will call them on the phone, see about getting me in touch with them. That is how good of a rep he is. And I keep coming back to that company because I know if he doesn't have the products that I need, that I want, he will get them or he'll figure out where I can get them. Okay? So compare that company, that wholesaler, that distributor to another one. See, do they have the products you want? What's their pricing like? What's their minimum order quantity? Know all that stuff before you place your order. The last thing you need to do is talk to your rep about negotiating. Can you or are they willing to negotiate their prices? Are they firm? If they are firm on the prices and they're telling you right from the gate, they're firm, that might not be the company you want to work with. The reason I'm saying that is because there's no wholesaler, there's no distributor out there that is like Costco that sets their minimum and that is it. They don't do that. They try to get the most profit possible. Okay? If they're not willing to negotiate in the future, that's a red flag. I would not work with a company that will not negotiate when I start making bigger orders. If my rep says, I'm not going to negotiate these prices because you're doing a test order, these are our rock bottom prices right now because your order quantity, your order size is so small. I'll be like, okay, so in the future when I have bigger orders, when I have X amount of dollars coming in, when I reach so much in purchases from you, will we negotiate the prices? Your prices are okay, they could be better. Will we negotiate? If he says yes, we can negotiate in the future once you start making larger orders. That's a company I'd love to work with. Because right now, placing a test order, I understand if they don't want to negotiate. Because they don't know if you're coming back. They don't know what you're trying to do. Yeah, you can explain it to them, but they've had that happen so many times. People are like, okay, I just want a small little order. Send me 5-10 products, and I'll see where it goes from there, and then we'll build a relationship. 5-10 products, they send them out, give them a great deal, and they never come back. That was all they wanted. Okay, so you need to understand their side of things as well as your side. You guys are both running the business, so just keep that in mind. Wholesalers are easy to find. They're out there everywhere, and you don't have to go directly to the source. You don't have to go directly to the one manufacturing the product. You don't have to do that. You can go to an actual distributor, somebody that's getting the products in to the US, because most of them are coming from China. They're getting the products in to the US. They're obviously marking them up a little bit, and then they're redistributing them to other people, to resellers. That's going to be your easiest in to wholesale. It's going to teach you the business. It's going to teach you all the steps, how to negotiate, how to find them, how you can create different relationships, because you don't want to be stuck in selling the fishing lures. You want to get sporting goods, you want to get clothing, you want to get home and kitchen tools, toys, everything you can get. If you can get all that from just one wholesaler, you'll stick with them. I guarantee it. So if you guys have any questions on wholesale, you can comment below. Let me know what your questions are. Go like my page. Send me a message over on Facebook, facebook.com/homemade-entrepreneur. Send me a message over there and I'll get back to you as soon as I possibly can. But with wholesale, it's one of those things. If you ask me, who should I start with? Where should I go to find a wholesaler? I'm not going to answer that question for you. Mainly because I'm not going to give out the wholesalers that I'm using. That's just going to create more competition for me and take money out of my pocket. So just know, anybody that is actually, you know, making a living, you know, profiting from wholesale, they're not going to give out the names. They just won't. That's how it is. So just keep that in mind. Again, if you have any questions, comment below. Make sure you subscribe to my YouTube channel, and I'll see you guys on the next video.